quite unprecedented that we have having this special sitting to discuss the death of a Kenyan. And I hope that this is a precedent that we are going to set as this Senate and as a country in the whole. Because, Mr. Speaker, sir, were I to try and understand where I'm coming from, in no way am I trying to disrespect this very sitting today here. But I would like to see some level of fairness in this country. I would like to see that the life of any Kenyan, anywhere, is important to all of us. Mr. Speaker, sir, last week, the Senator of Turkana stood on the floor of this House with a statement inquiring about the death of 40 fishermen who were killed and left in the lake, and 4 other individuals who were detained and then killed thereafter. And not a single senator requested for a special sitting for those 44 individuals. Not a single senator. Not this country begged for questions about the death of those individuals. Not the main media, not even on the social media. So it begs the question, are there some Kenyans who are more equal than others? Are we to believe that we are brothers and sisters or cousins in that matter? Or maybe there are cousins who are more equal than others? Or is a death of a young man such as Albert Ojwang an opportunity for political expediency? Whether on the main media or the social media? And you know, Mr. Speaker, people will label me whatever they want to label me. They would say I am part of the system, that I am a brother to so-and-so. But Mr. Speaker, I was a patriot of this country before I came to the Senate. I was a patriot before any of my relatives living is serving in any part of this government. I was a patriot, and I have personally fought for this country. I have personally put my life on the line for this country. So whether I'm related to anybody, it is not the issue here. The issue is, as a country, can we be so sincere to each other and agree that we are brothers and sisters? Or tell us of certain regions that there are people who are more brothers than we are. And Mr. Speaker, when I sit here and I listen on the floor of the House and then remind this country of the Arab Spring, I have tremendous respect for Senator Dr. Boni Khalwale. I have tremendous respect for him. He's a leader in this House. I have tremendous respect for Senator Wambua. But they both mentioned the Arab Spring. Senator Wambua yesterday, today Senator Boni Khalwale, reminding us as a country of the Arab Spring, reminding the youth of this country about the Arab Spring. What happened subsequently after the Arab Spring? Any of those countries, mention them. Have they benefited in any way? Constantly reminding the youth of this country that you have an option, and that option is the Arab Spring. Look at the Arab Spring. Take an example from them and superimpose it on this country. Mr. Speaker, sir, that is very unfortunate. We shouldn't be going that way. Mr. Speaker, sir, not far too long. If we want to sow the seeds of disconnect, of inequality, of some regions being better than others, it will be very unfortunate, and we will continue in that path. I would want to beg this House. I have a case of 6 youths in Garissa, 6 youths between the age of 18 to 21 who were brutally murdered on the road in Garissa, brutally murdered, execution style, told to bend down, kneel down, and shot in the head, in the back of the head. Until today, it's been 2 years. Until today, we don't know if it's whether it is a security apparatus who killed them or it was a criminal organization that killed them. We don't know. We don't know. But we've not had, not the human rights organization, not the civil society, not the media houses, have ever decided to pursue justice for those 6 people. If this continues, some of us, or some senators here, will feel disconnected from the rest of the country. And we will not feel for the pain of some people, which will turn us to less of a human. We all believe that a life, any life, is important. And I want to beg this House, if this is the precedence we are setting, let us keep it to this. Let's not use this as a political opportunity to get mileage for whatever matter. The next death of any Kenyan, let's have a special sitting and discuss the circumstances to the death of that Kenyan. Mr. Speaker, sir, going to my question, I would like to ask the member of IPOA, representing IPOA today here. She had mentioned the issue of CCTV, and I know many senators have asked a question about the CCTV. And I was a bit curious to know how many of our police stations have CCTV, and how many of those cameras are placed within the cells of those police stations. And if in that particular case, in the case of Albert Ojwang, were those CCTVs working even before IPOA decided that they were interfered with? And my next question is to the IG. IG had stated here that when they moved the deceased Albert Ojwang from the cell to Magathi police station, he was declared dead upon arrival. Was he alive at the time he was moved from the station? That is something we missed in his submission. My final question to the IG, I'm just wondering out loud, why do the police arrest people in certain areas and transport them to Nairobi for investigation? Does it mean that with the devolved system that we have now, the DCI or the police cannot conduct investigations at where the person has been arrested? Could you elaborate on this issue as well? Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.
Senator Newt.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I'll be very fast in my questions. Mr. Speaker, I would like to first remind both the CS and the IG that the reason why the Kenya Police Service is Kenya Police Service today and not Kenya Police Force, why that transformation happened, Mr. Speaker, was because there was need to establish a friendliness between members of the police service and the members of the public. And what we are seeing here, Mr. Speaker, is that members of the public now increasingly will find the police very hostile, and they may not even be able to collect information from members of the public. Why I say this, Mr. Speaker, is because the speed at which this particular complaint against Albert Ojwang was executed, the investigation, a mere 3 days and every investigation had been done and arrests made. Mr. Speaker, this then shows that the police and those serving in this service have become very special people. And Mr. Speaker, when we are talking of, somebody who, Ojwang, whose only crime was making allegations on social media, that is X, and investigations were carried out in that type of speed, while we have Ojwang who is now lying dead, and the police have actually no substantive results of this investigation. They have not been able to indicate who committed this particular crime. Mr. Speaker, we must ask ourselves very many questions. Now, Mr. Speaker, the IG should tell us why Ojwang was held in a cell alone. Because the problem that we have here of identifying who committed this crime, we have it because there is no particular eyewitness to what was happening what happened in that particular cell if this murder happened in the cells. And so, Mr. Speaker, the IG must tell us why Ojwang was held all alone in a cell. Because had he been held with other cellmates, then of course we would be able to get information from the other cellmates that they would have been with. My question to the CS is, Honorable Murkomen, does DIG Lagat have to be in office? Would the whole police service crumble just because DIG Lagat steps aside? We have seen even more senior people stepping aside to allow for investigations. And the CS Murkomen should tell us why DIG Lagat has to be in office. Unless DIG Lagat is so important that everything else would come to a standstill if he steps aside. DIG Lagat must step aside so that Kenyans can have faith in the investigations that will be done by IPOA and any other body, Mr. Speaker. Now, the IG has said a very interesting thing, Mr. Speaker. We have also been guests of the state. I have never ever seen any examination carried out on somebody arrested to establish their physical or mental wellness. So the IG kindly tell us, since when did the police start assessing the mental well-being and physical well-being of people before admitting them to the cells? Because this has never ever happened. And so the IG is economical with the truth. Let him tell this House when this started happening. Mr. Speaker, the crime being perpetrated, we have crime being perpetrated right in a police station. And that is interference with CCTV cameras. So if the police are the people that are supposed to investigate crime and even arrest criminals, and there are criminals within, then IG must tell us where our safety then lies. CS Murkomen. Senator Wambua said you can and you should do better. And I agree totally with him that you say you have no eyes, CS, while we have seen you recently having very sharp eyes on political comments made by people, and you have been actually calling for the arrest of people making political statements that are not suitable to you. How can you have no eyes when a young man has lost his life in the hands of the police? So I think we need to see a more serious CS, Mr. Speaker. The IG must tell DIG Lagat, if you do not have a skin thick enough to be able to tolerate public criticism, then you have no business being in public service. Because we cannot believe that we are here now debating about the death of a young man just because he made comments on social media. And in any case, because CS Murkomen is a lawyer, he should be able to tell us, because some of us believe that this was a civil matter and not a criminal matter. Why was Ojwang arrested and transferred again all the way to Nairobi. And the DCI should tell us why, whether there is a DCI office in Homa Bay, because that is where all these investigations should have happened. If he doesn't tell us, then we can conclude that DIG Lagat had then instructed, but that he wanted to see Ojwang before anything else. Otherwise, this crime should have been investigated in Homa Bay. There is a DCI office in Homa Bay.
Senator Newton, there is an intervention from the majority leader.
Okay.
You will still proceed.
Speaker,
Just take a seat.
Mr. Speaker, it is now 12:57, and I'm worried because we are running out of time before we can hear any single response from the parties that are before us. Will it be in order?
Senator Fernandi, this is not a point of order. It is a point of intervention. I was very clear. Proceed. Just proceed, proceed.
Mr. Speaker, whatever I will say will benefit many people, including Senator Cherargei. So I don't know why, Mr. Speaker, because I want to request, Mr. Speaker, that because there are many of our colleagues that have not had an opportunity to speak on such an important matter, that we transact this business in the afternoon as well, with your permission. I know there is a technicality, Mr. Speaker. I know that there is a technicality because the motion lapsed at some point. But if you so permit, Mr. Speaker, we could still come back with a motion in the afternoon at 2:30 so that we revert back and we listen to the statement. That's my humble pleading to you, Mr. Speaker, because you are out of time.
Now, honorable senators, it is now 1 minute to 1 p.m., which is the time for the House to adjourn. Looking at the business that still lies ahead of us, we certainly cannot conclude in less than a minute. I will therefore be amenable to allow this debate to proceed at 2:30. And therefore, at this juncture, honorable senators, we shall resume normal sitting of the Senate. We proceed to adjourn and then come back at 2:30. Now, all the honorable senators, we are now back to the normal session with all the standing orders in full force. Honorable senators, it is now 1 p.m., time to adjourn the Senate. The Senate therefore stands adjourned until later today, Wednesday the 11th of June 2025 at 2:30 p.m. I thank you.
Naam, kwa hivi sasa naarifiwa kwamba turejee katika bunge la Senate ambapo waziri wa usalama Kipchumba Murkomen na inspekta jenerali wa polisi Douglas Kanja wanatarajiwa kujibu maswali kuhusiana na kifo cha mwanablogu Albert Ojwang.
Decided to invite the cabinet secretary, the inspector general of police, the chairpersons for Independent Policing Oversight Authority, as well as the National Police Service Commission chairperson, to come and shed light on the circumstances under which Albert Ojwang lost his life. Remember, he had been arrested from Homa Bay County and was transferred all the way to Nairobi. And these are questions that not just the members of the Senate would want to understand or get answers to, but the public as well, and also the family of the late Ojwang. So this is a session that will see the members of the Senate on behalf of the public seek answers to the concerns. Once the House is ready to commence this particular business, of course, we shall be able to let you in to listen and follow on the proceedings. But we understand that this particular
Order, Honorable Senators.
Business. Okay, allow me to hand you over to the proceedings.
Interior and his team in the House.
Speaker, we do.
Let me take this opportunity to welcome the CS, Interior and National Administration, and your team to the Senate. Now, Honorable CS, you were to appear today for purposes of responding to 15 questions that had been posed by Honorable Senators. However, this morning we've had to suspend the sittings of the Senate to address a matter that is extremely urgent and is of a nationwide concern. That is the matter touching on the death of one Mr. Albert Omondi Ojwang. And therefore, we have suspended the sitting of the Senate for not more than 2 hours so that we interrogate this particular matter. Thereafter, we will resume the normal flow of the order paper of the day by allowing you to respond to the questions that are scheduled for you to respond today. Once the 2 hours are done on interrogating this particular matter, you will be requested to move to the other side of the chamber where ordinarily CSs respond to questions in the Senate. So yesterday I did direct that the CS appears with the Inspector General, with the chairperson of the National Police Service Commission, and also the chairperson of the Independent Policing Oversight Authority. Can we have a confirmation that those parties are also present, Clerk? I've just asked something. Let the clerk answer the question, then I will give you an opportunity.
Yes, Mr. Speaker, I confirm they are present in the House.
Thank you. Yes, Honorable Boni.
Mr. Speaker, I want to thank you for this unprecedented decision. But, Mr. Speaker, we don't want to do anything this morning in vain, because Parliament does not speak in vain. Having suspended the sittings of the House, you can see the mess has been now insulated. It has got legal implications. It means, therefore, Mr. Speaker, technically, whatever we shall transact during these 2 hours will not count. I would like you to clarify to the House, to the country, and especially to the family of Albert Omondi, why Senate wants to sit for 2 hours to transact business that will not technically count.
Senator Boni, if you listen to my communication, the last paragraph was to that effect, that whatever is going to be transacted in this particular session will input the report of the Standing Committee on Defense, on National Security, Defense and Foreign Relations. Because if you're aware, if you're here yesterday, this matter was committed to that committee. However, honorable senators wanted to engage directly with the CS and his team. I have directed that the Hansard editor to compile a report, which report will be made available to the Standing Committee on Defense, on National Security, Defense and Foreign Relations. As they prepare their report, that report is going to benefit from whatever will transpire in this particular session. And therefore, this particular session is not in vain. In fact, it is going to play a major role in shaping the report that will be tabled before this House. Having directed so, yes.
Honorable Speaker, understanding that we are sitting as a committee of the whole, I want to kindly request that before any of the gentlemen appearing before this House today say anything, including their names, they be put under oath. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Yes, Senator Wambua.
Thank you, the Speaker. The Speaker, but mine is just clarity from the Chair. Follow up to what Senator Alwala is saying. So, at the end of this session, are we going to have a resolution of the Senate or resolutions from this sitting that will be binding? That will be binding to the committee to which then this matter has been directed.
Yes, Senator Fernandez.
Mr. Speaker, thank you for this opportunity. I raise under Standing Order 183 because we need clarity, borrowing on what Senator Sifuna and Senator Kalwala have said. When all matters referred to a committee of the whole have been considered, the chairperson shall be directed by motion to report to the Senate. Mr. Speaker, you are the one, and of course, I believe in your capacity and ability to chair, but my only concern, I know we can establish traditions and precedent, that our Standing Order under 183 directs that the chairperson of the committee of the whole will be directed by the motion of the Senate to be prepared. So my question, would it be you or the chairperson of national security, so that you are the neutral arbiter, so that when the motion will be moved with the resolution of the Senate under your Solomonic guidance, which you did yesterday, I think there needs to be clarity, because now that the mess is no longer there, and this is the committee of the whole, and I'm well versed with the establishment and the ground rules of the committee of the whole, Mr. Speaker, will it be in order that now that we have transit as a committee of the whole, with all tremendous respect for the chairperson of national security, which will be directed by Standing Order number 183 to prepare the report. So we need that clarity, Mr. Speaker, so that when we are finishing, after interrogating the Ministry of Interior on this issue of national importance, we can have clarity. That is only my clarification, Mr. Speaker. But I'm aware of your powers in Standing Order number 1 of the Standing Orders of the Senate. I thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir.
Now, honorable senators, for purposes of bringing clarity to this session, this is not a committee of the whole. The House is suspended. we have just suspended the sittings of the Senate pursuant to Standing Order 38. And therefore, this is not a committee of the whole. I don't need to report after this to any other person, or a motion will not be caused or ensue after this session. We have suspended the sittings of this House so that we can have a session with the CS and his team. Now, honorable senators, I repeat, this matter has been committed to the Standing Committee on National Security, Defense, and Foreign Relations. However, having listened to your concerns, the concerns yesterday was that all senators wanted a direct interrogation with the team. And procedurally, this was the only way we could allow the entire House to interrogate the CS and his team. We are not sitting as a committee of the whole. Let's get that clear. Yes, DS.
Honorable Speaker, thank you very much for giving me this opportunity also to raise a clarification. Mr. Speaker, this matter is beyond now National Security Committee. The matter that has affected Albert Ojwang is now also a human rights issue. And therefore, Mr. Speaker, I'm requesting with the wisdom whether also the chair, the Committee on Justice, Legal Affairs, and the Human Rights Committee also to be involved in this discussion, Mr. Speaker, because that committee should really be seized on what happened to Albert Ojwang on Monday. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Let's get started.
So when we resume the official sitting of the Senate and such a request is made, I will certainly give guidance on that particular matter. Honorable, yes, Chair.
Mr. Speaker, I'm just seeking clarification. We have summoned the team that is before the House tomorrow, 12 o'clock. Now, having this deliberation, does it mean that they will not appear before the committee? We will go by the resolution of the House. Maybe we need direction on this. Thank you.
Now, Honorable Dulo, no resolution will be passed in this particular session. And whatever is going to happen in this session will only serve to input whatever the committee will be doing. So the committee should go and proceed with its sittings uninterrupted, but is going to benefit from the interaction that we're going to have in this session. Yes, Senator Kajwang.
Mr. Speaker, as a senator of Homa Bay, where the gentleman who was killed by the police comes from, I'm concerned if you are going to prosecute this like a kamkunji. Mr. Speaker, please give us the assurance that we shall go pursuant to Article 125 of the Constitution and examine the witnesses on oath. Because, Mr. Speaker, if we go the kamkunji route, we are going to get political statements. We are going to be told people hit their heads on walls, and there'll be no consequences. So, Mr. Speaker, please, you have given directions that the House has been suspended, but please, let's enforce the issue of oath. That will give some comfort to the people of Homa Bay, to the parents, to the people who are watching, and will bind the witnesses to tell us the truth and nothing but the truth, because the consequences of that would be contempt of parliament, perjury, and those are criminal offenses. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Very valid. Honorable senators, we need to start this session. We need to start the session. And just following on what the Honorable Senator for Homa Bay has said, we are here to hear nothing but the truth. And the only way we can be able to get the truth is when statements are made under oath. And therefore, Clerk, I'm told that the chairperson of IPOA is not in, but the deputy is present. Is that the position? Clerk, honorable senators, this question is to the clerk. Allow him to respond for purposes of the record. I'm informed that the chairman IPOA did write a letter indicating that he will not be in a position to be with us today, but he has sent his deputy in his stead. Before we start, kindly, clerk, administer the oath to the team, and thereafter I will call upon Senator Eddy, the mover of this business, to take to the floor. No.
The speaker will advise. Okay. Yeah.
Clerk, kindly proceed to administer the oath. We will start, of course, with the CS, who is the head of the team.
You take an oath for affirmation. An oath. You take this text and put your name, your right hand, you hold the Bible. Please, which one? It's okay.
I, Onesmus Kipchumba Murkomen, do solemnly swear that the evidence that I shall give before the Senate in respect of the matters before the Senate, this committee shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help me God.
Yes, followed by the IG.
Hello, Mr. IG. Will you take an oath or affirmation? An oath you take with the Holy Book on your hand, and affirmation you just raise your hand. Which religion do you ascribe to? I'm a Christian. You're a Christian, so you hold the Bible in the right hand, and your left hand will be the Constitution. Just place on it, then you insert your name here, and read the text of the oath.
I, Douglas Kanja, the Inspector General, do solemnly swear that the evidence that I shall give before the Senate in respect of the matters before the Senate Committee shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help me God.
I, Paul.
Good morning. Will you take an oath or affirmation? The oath you take with the Holy Book. Are you Christian, Muslim? Christian. So you hold the Bible on your right hand, and your left hand will be on the Constitution. You will read and insert your name here and read the full text. Except this, huh? Yeah, the council one.
I,